Hey guys, I'm Kaylin. Welcome back to Fable Hill Farm. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make goat milk yogurt using my raw goat's milk from our registered Nigerian dwarf goats. This is a very simple, easy way to make this yogurt. Anybody can do this at home as long as you have an instant pot and a dehydrator. Now, I will preface this by saying that I use a dehydrator because I don't personally have a yogurt setting on my Instant Pot. It's an older model, and anytime I've tried to make yogurt in it, I've failed miserably, and I really like a thick, creamy yogurt. And as you'll see at the end of this video with our final product, this is how I get a super thick, creamy yogurt that I really enjoy and that my daughter Ellie really enjoys. So again, you're gonna need an Instant Pot, and you're going to need a dehydrator, and then you're gonna need some type of culture for your yogurt. Whether you're using like a store-bought, you can buy like a probiotic yogurt. Sometimes I'll use an organic probiotic or an organic Greek yogurt culture, or you can buy even like, different off brands. It doesn't have to be organic, of different types of yogurts, as long as it's a live yogurt culture, and then you can use that to make yogurt. What I'm going to be using today to make my yogurt is a little bit different than just a store-bought yogurt culture, but I just want to be clear, you don't have to have either of these two things. You can just easily use a store-bought yogurt and still make delicious, homemade, healthy goat milk yogurt without either of these things. This is a culture that I have bought from Caprine Supply, and this is my second time using this. It is for a creamy yogurt, and it comes with, I think, 4 little packs in there. And these are live cultures. They need to be stored in the freezer. They ship on like an ice pack. And so I'm going to put this packet back in the freezer. I don't want to forget. I have 1 packet I'm going to be using, but I also have here, this is the last remnant of my previous yogurt that I had made. And I've been kind of keeping this culture going, and every time I make yogurt, I add the last little bit of my previous yogurt into that yogurt, and so I kind of keep that culture alive. And the reason why I do that is because that is a more broad spectrum of beneficial probiotics of different strains. There are like tons of different strains of probiotics, and that just has more strains in it. Not only does it have this Caprine Supply creamy yogurt culture in it, but it also has a store-bought yogurt culture in it, and that's something that I've just been cultivating. And again, I just add to my yogurt every time. Obviously, starting out, you're not going to have that, and no, you absolutely don't need to just like save yogurt each time you make a new one and add that to it. But I just personally do that because I want this yogurt to be really healthy and really nutrient dense, and having more strains of probiotics makes it more beneficial to the gut. So shoot, cat. Man, this is Maisie. This is our only house cat, and she does go outside like all day long because she's a diva. Get your claws out of me, woman. She's a smacky cat, so you gotta watch her because she has, like, I don't know if it's petting induced aggression or what, but she will just completely open paw or open claw slap you without warning sometimes, and she bites. And I know you're thinking, why would you have a cat like that? She loves us. We love her. She's absolutely insane. I don't know if there's a better word for this cat's overall personality and demeanor other than completely deranged and unhinged. I don't know if it's because she's like, inbred, or if her mom was like malnourished when she was a kitten. She came from kind of a bad situation. She had a thyroid problem when she was younger that we were able to treat successfully, but she is just crazy, and she can be very violent without warning, but she can also be sweet and fun, and she's very playful. And yeah, you don't see too much of her, but this is Maisie. Crazy Maisie. So I have here a 1/2 gallon of fresh raw goat's milk, and I use these nice pour spout lids. And this is how I have come up with my husband and I can communicate that milk is safe for humans to drink. So any milk in my refrigerator that is not safe for human consumption is not going to have one of these tops. And any jar of milk that is safe for human consumption will have that. That might sound weird, like why is all of your milk not safe for human consumption? Especially if you're not familiar with dairy animals, you don't have them. But sometimes people will like set aside like kid milk or pet milk or, you know, milk for animals or whatever the case. If a goat puts their foot in a bucket, or, you know, you forgot to strip them out before you milk them. Like, there are reasons why you might have milk that you don't want to just throw it away. It's perfectly good, healthy, again, nutrient dense milk, but it's not safe for human consumption. And because I am supplementing some of my goat kids with bottles just to help them to grow bigger and stronger, I have milk in there that's kid milk. And usually that means I didn't even bother to strip out the udder, like at night when I'm milking. And I just set that milk aside. I still strain it and everything, but that milk is potentially, you know, containing other bacteria or things like that that a baby goat is fine with drinking, or a chicken is fine with drinking, but as a human you wouldn't want to drink that. So I have my half gallon of human safe goat milk, not human milk, but that would be weird, right? And I have my Instantpot pot here on the stove. I'm going to turn this on here to about a little under medium there. Oh, every stove's a little different. We have electric, obviously, and I'm just going to pour my milk in. GoPro here, I think I did though. So after you've poured the milk in, the goal is to heat it up to around 175, 180 degrees. At that point, you can just take it off the stove and skip the next step and move straight to the dehydrator, and you will still have a yogurt at the end of it. However, if you want that yogurt to be thick and creamy, which is the purpose of this video, how to make a nice creamy thick goat milk yogurt, then you're gonna want to heat it, you're gonna want to heat it longer than just up to the 180 degree point. Yogurt, I have found, making in this way is very forgiving of overheating it or heating it for, you know, longer periods of time, as long as you are somewhat mindful about the fact you are making yogurt. And I'm a stay-at-home mom to a toddler, so sometimes I forget that I have this pot of milk on the stove, I will admit. I've still had it turn out into beautiful yogurt every time, so just keep that in mind. There's a little leeway. It can be very forgiving. Don't think if you heat it up too hot that, oh no, you ruined it, you have to start over, throw the milk away. Don't do that. It will still make yogurt as long as, you know, you didn't heat it up to hundreds and hundreds of degrees. So I have had times where I've forgotten I was heating this up and I've gotten it to, like, you know, 200, 220 degrees Fahrenheit. And then all I do in that situation is I literally just take it off the burner, set it on a back burner, and I just let it come down to temperature. And because it was so hot, it is still, as it's lowering the temperature, creating a thicker yogurt at the end of it. So getting it up to like 175, 180 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes and keeping it stable at that temperature will give you a really nice textured, creamy, thick yogurt. And that is the goal here. We want to heat it up past 180 degrees for, you know, really 15, 20 minutes. And then we're going to pull it off the heat, cover it with a towel, and put it in the dehydrator for 10 to 12 hours. All right, so here is our dehydrator. This is an Excalibur. It's a 9 tray. There are all different kinds of dehydrators, but I did a lot of research before we bought this one because it is such a quality one. It has so many reviews. Can't talk today. It has so many reviews on it, and you can see all the trays are out. You will need to, whatever your dehydrator is, A, make sure your Instantpot pot can fit in it. That is important. And B, you need to take out all of the trays. When we are done, I am going to place the Instant Pot in here with a towel over the top of it and then turn this bad boy on. And you can see here, it says making yogurt here, and it tells us to go to 115 degrees. I usually go right around 112 because that's what the Caprine Supply package says to do with that particular culture. So I just go kind of like right in between there. This is on this table here that's right around the corner from our kitchen. I used to always put this dehydrator away, but it was so inconvenient to have to go out into the garage, out there, and get it when I was making yogurt all the time. So now it just stays there. Got my thermometer here, temperature checker. I don't like this one. My husband bought it recently. I guess it was a more expensive one. It's supposed to last quality wise, but it doesn't have an on and off button, and I think that's silly. So it is currently up to 83 degrees, so we have quite a ways to go on that. Okay, you can see, I think you can see, let's see. You can see here there's kind of this like cracking, like film on the milk. That is going to be there. I typically will not do anything about that until the very end. I will scrape it off before I put the culture in, and then when I pull the finished yogurt out of the dehydrator, I will then scrape off the top layer. That's just like a crust that forms, and that's fine, but it can kind of impact the texture of your yogurt if you leave it on and like let it mix in. So we're up to 133. Even though I check this pretty regularly, it still got, as you can see, a little too hot. So I went ahead and turned the stove top off and let it come down on its own. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in my fridge to help it to cool down fast. Okay, so I've got this at a good temperature, 111, I think. Yep, 111. So that's perfect. Now I've got, again, my previous starter here, previous culture, I should say, and then I've got the yogurt starter. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape off this top film here, and I'll just put that in the chicken bowl, great for the birds, and then I'll go ahead and add those two things in, stir it up. It says to let this culture sit in there for, it says to let it rehydrate for 2 minutes before you stir. See, this film kind of all just moves in one section. Walk slowly, carefully. Cover it with a towel. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this was helpful to some of you who have been thinking about making yogurt or just looking for something to do with all of your extra goat milk at home, I really recommend Caprine Supply as a company. They are a small family-run business and they carry some really nice products. They have all kinds of cultures and rennets and different things like that for cheese making. So if you're interested in looking for things you can make with your goat milk, then that is a great place to go. And remember, that's the creamy yogurt culture. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I post new videos. I appreciate all of you so much for watching my videos. Thank you to all of my current subscribers, my longtime subscribers, my new subscribers, and if you're not subscribed and you're just checking out this video, well, hey, I hope you're having an awesome day, and thanks for watching. Really, there's only so much time in a day, and so people taking the time to watch my videos means a whole lot to me. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below. We have some big announcements that are coming up, things I'm really excited to share with all of you related to our farm, to our Muscovy ducks, to our Nigerian dwarf herd. So stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you around. Bye.